What's up internet, my name is BlackLightAttack and today I've got a short little video for you about an indie game called Dustforce, and it's a personal recommendation from me. I've been playing this game off and on since it came out, which I believe was about the beginning of January. I could be wrong about that, but it's a really fantastic game. This is an indie game that's sort of a puzzle platformer, wall running hybrid. Kind of reminds me like Super Meat Boy meets the old school Ninja Gaiden games, something along those lines. But it is a ton of fun, very, very difficult. Now this game isn't difficult in the fact that it's hard to reach the end of the level. It's difficult in that it's hard to actually get a good score. And basically there's a very strong time attack, sort of beating your own and other people's times element involved in this. And that's really the hard part, is improving your time, finding where you can shave off seconds, and figuring out what your whole course is going to be. Now these are all some of my best runs, but some of these took hours to complete because I would just keep messing up, and that's just what happens in this game. It can be very frustrating at times, it can be very difficult, but overall when you get that good solid run, it feels very rewarding. So what is this game about? It's basically about ninja janitors, where you're wall running, going all over the place and just cleaning stuff. You can see there's some leaves on the ground and on the ceiling and on the walls, and then you also have animals, just like woodland critters that are just covered in debris, and you have to clear them off, which they serve as the enemies of the game. And even though you're not actually hurting them, you're actually just cleaning them. They are basically the enemies, and they're exactly what your attacks exist for. They tend to not really be much of a challenge because they're really more part of the puzzle than anything else, trying to figure out how to work in this quick fight with an enemy and still get away with enough time to beat your time, because you can't ignore enemies. Basically when you finish a level, it grades you on two things: the completion and the finesse, as you see on the screen here. And here I've got an S on both. Finesse regards not getting hit by enemies, I believe building up your combo, how much time you took, stuff like that. And then completion is just making sure that you clean off every enemy and every surface. You can miss a tiny bit amount of stuff and still get an S in completion, but you can't miss much at all. So Dustforce was developed by an indie team called Hitbox Team, and I believe this is their first game. If not, it's the first I've heard from them, and they did a fantastic job with it. As you can see here, the art style is very clean and very cartoony. I really like it. The art style is really fantastic to me. The music is great. The music is probably what stands out to me most about this game. A lot of it reminds me of MapleStory. Now, MapleStory, I don't really particularly care for MapleStory, but the soundtrack I always thought was very good. So there are absolutely no complaints from me there. It also reminds me at times a little bit of Phantasy Star, the Phantasy Star Online series for the Dreamcast and GameCube. Really awesome stuff. Some of my favorite music in all of video gaming. So your control scheme, you got wall running, jumping, dashing, you got a light and a medium attack. And when you've cleaned enough debris, either off of animals or the ground and ceiling and stuff, you can unleash a combo attack that hits everything on the screen. Usually that's saved for the end because it quickly dispatches. Usually the end is a whole bunch of enemies. That's usually the end of a course, and that'll quickly dispatch them. I don't play this game competitively. I don't try to hit the leaderboards. I think the best that I've done is that I've got like number 25 in one of these levels, in one of these runs. And I mean, that's good for me, but I don't really play too competitively. There are 4 different characters, and the one that I prefer doesn't really seem to be the competitive choice, which is the French-made character. But each of the characters seems to have slightly different properties and how exactly they operate, and it just makes for a fun and different experience. So once again, I very much recommend this game. It's $10 right now. It's available on Steam, PC exclusive. If you guys check this out, 2 thumbs up from me. So that's it for now, guys. Take it easy.